Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Wendling Farms YouTube channel. Before we get started, smash that subscribe. And with that being said, let's go farming. Well, I think today's gonna be the day. The day we kick off Harvest 2025. We were helping a neighbor yesterday, so both of our trucks are loaded with soybeans. We're gonna take them over to the elevator this morning and get them dumped. So we got to cut a little beans yesterday, not our beans, but we got to cut some. I'm thinking today's gonna be the day we officially kick off harvest. We're gonna have to wait a little while before we can start cutting today. That is, if the beans will go. It's a pretty heavy dew out right now, so everything's soaked. I'm thinking this afternoon they're gonna cut. Little leaves here and there in spots, but they'll blend. So we're gonna take these hoppers over, get them dumped, and go from there. I definitely didn't expect to start harvest, what is today? September. Today is the 8th of September. This would be the earliest I've ever started harvest. We can never start shucking corn before we cut beans, just because all of our corn goes to Frito Lay, and they don't take corn over 20%, so we don't do any drying. But normally we cut our beans, and then we get into corn. Harvest is coming a little soon this year because unfortunately we've had no moisture, and everything's just drying up and dying. So beans are ripening very quickly, and I'm pretty anxious to get out there and see what kind of crop we have. This is my first time through this elevator. We hauled a bunch of beans over here last fall, but I was in the combine, so I never made a trip over here. Let's get the tarp undone. Well, something I can do when I get back to the farm, put new batteries in that thing. I'm not sure if we dump our own trucks here or that's a complimentary option. So what I'll do here is pull up where he's sitting. I'll get probed, pull up onto the scale, I'll get weighed, and then they'll tell me what pit to go to. I'll go dump. After I dump, I'll hit the scale empty, get my ticket, and get out of here. So, what am I looking for? Here's a little card. Gotta scan that little thing there. Right there, it says card scan, please wait. Please proceed to pit A. Here we go. This trailer here has got the hydraulic doors, so all I gotta do is press a button. It's a hot take, but I actually like the crank doors better. They're just simple. Dad left a pile for me. Alright, let's see. Right about there. What do you think? Holy smoke. Can't dump them very quick. We got her piled up pretty good. I don't see any signs here that say do not pile it up over the grate. So we're just gonna let it rip. We're not getting much movement back here on the rear hopper. There we go. Somebody must have turned something on there. Now we're talking. Tell you what I'm gonna do, that's pull forward the front hoppers. So I got the front hopper empty. I'm gonna pull this thing forward so I can get the rear hopper dumping in a better spot. Maybe the thing to do is just dump the hoppers one at a time. I don't know. I'm just a rookie truck driver. Oh, okay. Is it time to cut any beans yet?
Hey, you go find out, aren't you?
We're gonna be cutting beans with one machine. The second one got lost in delivery. It's still at the dealership. We traded for a combine. Well, it still hadn't reached the farm yet. So we're gonna be cutting beans with just the 6130. I'm hoping we'll see our combine later in the week. I need to unstrap the head here. I'm gonna go check on that thing later today. I gotta run uptown, so I'll swing through the dealership and get an update on that. Unlock. All right, he's ready to rock and roll. Ready to go?
Yeah.
We need to adjust this down. As you can see, the auger struggles to get in and out of that cradle. Need to use the Skyjack. Skyjack is probably dead. Well, we got power. And it sounds pretty weak. I knew that would happen. It's just not something that we use like every day. So we don't just always leave the charger on it. So we've officially started Harvest 2025. Dad's in the field right now, and well, I got a handful of snacks. I got a camera in the other hand. Need to turn that doorknob. So, okay. I'm looking for the Ranger. Thought it was in the shop. It's not in the shop. It's over here at the house. So, I'm gonna head up to the field. Dad's cutting beans. The whole field's not quite ripe yet, but he's cutting a majority of it. Elevator's gonna be closing in 45 minutes or so. So we're not gonna get much done, but we have officially started cutting beans. So I've got Nutter Butters, peanuts, Ritz Bits, cheese bites. Hello. And we're gonna go to the field. Green stems, still little leaves out here. They're tough cutting, but they're testing.
You didn't bring anything, Michael?
12.5%. What?
You didn't bring me any snacks. Oh my goodness.
Honey roasted peanuts. Those are mine, the rest is all yours.
Perfect.
Is the truck loaded?
Elevator. Yeah, it's a decent load. So.
Yeah, let me pull by on the road and
I'll get the rest.
top it off. I got the need for speed. Man, I love the smell of harvest. All right, let's go to the elevator. These beans were 13.1, so about perfect. So here at this elevator, I don't even have to get out. And he's dropping both hoppers at once. This is gonna be pretty quick. So the first load was 12.6 on moisture. Second load, 13.1. They'll be at 9% before we know it, and that's not good. The ideal bean moisture is 13%. Dad's still out cutting a little bit. I'm gonna take this 4650 and mower up to where he's cutting. I gotta knock down some weeds that grew up on the borderline. So we're gonna do a little bat wing chopping. Here's what we're after right here. This line of weeds here on the border. Pump her up to about 5th gear. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Wow. This got out of hand here. Dad's still cutting away. It looks like they're testing about 16% over there. I hope they're drier than that. They're definitely drier over here on this side because this is high ground. And, well, the high ground is lacking a lot of moisture, and that means the beans died and got ripe quicker. Hello. I'm just out here making circles with a bat wing mower. Now we're just out mowing roadsides. And you can really mow them quick whenever they're not very tall. Looks good behind the dust. Remember yesterday whenever I was talking about the simplicity of our manual doors here on the other trailers? Well, we busted a hydraulic hose. It's this hose here, I believe. So need to cut some zip ties, get this hose out of here. Opened up the door this morning at the elevator, dumped all the beans out of it, went to close it. Next thing you know, I got hydraulic oil spraying everywhere. It's actually vegetable oil, but we had oil spraying everywhere, so need to get this rear hose off here and get a new one. I'm looking at this hose and I was wrong. It's not that left side, it's over here on the right. It really doesn't make a difference. I like pressing a button, opening those doors, but pain in the rear end. The manual ones are so much easier.
Amen.
Our service truck's back in action.
Oh yeah.
Getting her loaded back up.
The big dog ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, the oil injection pump was leaking oil pretty heavy. So Midwest Diesel got us fixed up, and the truck is back here. We had ripped all the tools out of it because I think our intentions were to get rid of it and get something else, but I think we've changed our mind and we're gonna keep rolling with it. The F350 old 7.3 just keeps on running. Why you got the hood popped, Dad?
I want to fix that battery clamp that hooks on the battery.
Here it is, boss. We'll throw this in the service truck and take it on our first service call, Harvest 25. Dad bought this beauty brand new back in 2001. It's got 260,000 miles on it. Our biggest mistake was putting this steel bed on here. We should have done an aluminum, but at the time we put the bed on, didn't want to spend the money for the aluminum. This truck here, very little rust. The only rust is here on the bottom side of the passenger door. That's the only rust on the truck. Now this bed here is probably 6 years old, rusted out. This truck never sits out either. Always inside. So if anybody out there is wondering, should I get a steel bed, aluminum bed, get the aluminum. spend the money, get the aluminum, and you don't have to worry about it rusting out. There's our new hose. Everything's ran, works great. Now it's time to go cut some beans. I'm gonna ride over to the field with Dad in this truck. I'm gonna be running the auger cart. He's gonna be in the combine. Do the do. We got a full cart here. I'm gonna unload it onto that truck. It's been a while. So let's see if I can do this without spilling any beans. GPS receiver communication lost? Yep, that's right. We don't have a receiver on this tractor. Let's put the gate open all the way. Let's really let her eat. The gate's wide open. One thing I really like about this auger cart is that this auger is extra long, a lot more farther forward. Truck's loaded, we still got about 7,000 pounds on the cart. Okay, the gate's closed, PTO is off. Now we can chase the combine around. The beans are yielding good. I don't like how this 6130 leaves a heavy strip of trash there in the middle of the combine. I'm trying to see where that's dropping out of. Looks like on the front side. We put another deflector plate, but it looks like it's just dropping straight down the front side of those blades. Whoops. He's putting his auger out.
Jump on you, you can hop in if you want.
I'm looking at this spreader here. All that trash that's leaving a strip down the center is dropping straight out from the front of the blades. What are they testing?
12, 11 and a half.
Well, I don't see any obvious beans on top of the ground. I'm not seeing any underneath all this trash. There's a bean, there's a bean. Things are looking pretty good. Looks like your grain cart operator's getting a little far away. We don't have any of that fancy auto path or whatever auto connect that John Deere stuff is. We gotta manually operate this auger cart. Well, we should get one more truckload into town before the elevator closes. Beans are testing 13%, so can't complain there one bit. Before we know it, they'll be testing 9 and 10%, and we'll be wishing they were 13%. I'm excited to add up all the scale tickets and see what this field made. Dad's looking at the yield the whole time on his monitor, but when you add up all of your scale tickets and divide it across the acres, that's where you really get your yield number. We got the man in charge here. He's on the phone. Business call with the combine operator. Here it is. You're getting live footage from an auger cart driver that's been screwing around in a combine that's parked because he's full. Oh shoot. Combine's got a full hopper. I don't see any beans on the cab. That could have been my fault. Crazy to think, just about 5 months ago I was out here in this tractor planting these soybeans, and here we are harvesting them on the 9th of September. Time flies. Grandpa's getting the roadside slicked up. Can't even see him in the cloud of dust.
Dad's gonna need a shower when he's done.
Yeah, he is. Not seeing any head loss. The air reel's doing its thing. Last round here.
Last round of the first field.
Well, that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash that subscribe. We got a lot of harvest ahead of us. So smash that subscribe, follow along, drop a comment down below, click that thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Everybody take care, and we'll see you later.